Thanks, Tony. We're back with Todd Still from Nerve Custom Integrators, and we're continuing on a question we chatted about last week. I was asking Todd, if I have all these different pieces of equipment for music and movies and pictures and whatever, is it all going to be in different rooms? We discussed the idea of a nerve center where you can control everything in your house from one location. But does that mean I have to go to that room all the time to turn something on in my bedroom?
I don't think people would go for it if that were the case, so that's a good question. The system is very simple. It looks complicated, but it actually simplifies how you view what you want to view, be it movies, music, television, video games. It allows you to select anything you want in any room. Now, the way we do that is we use a few different components to route signals, both audio and video, to different rooms from that central location. All the control of that is done through handheld remotes or touchscreens or keypads in the rooms that you're in the rooms that you'd like to view the content. So no, you don't have to go to that room to do anything unless you're loading new content into the system, which most of the time that's even done from your computer and not even locally in the room.
That's true.
So most of what you want to do, you just do it in the room where you want to view the content. The components we use, this is one of them, which is an amplifier. This runs up to 8 rooms, and we can do multiples of these for larger scale systems. We have controller units that are actually receiving commands from keypads and remotes that talk to the system. We have things like Blu-ray players, the Xbox, PS3, any of those components can be accessed in any of those rooms, and you can have your Blu-ray player loaded up with movies, or we can do a hard drive based system so you don't have to go, put the disc in to view what you want to view.
So like a year from now, when they come up with something better than Blu-ray that we have to add, we can just put it in here and it'll still be put out to all the different televisions that we have in our house.
Exactly. And instead of buying 5 of them for every room that you want to view that content in, you buy 1 unit. That unit is distributed to any room in the house where you want to see it. If you want to scale your system up and go larger, let's say you have a couple of televisions you want to add, you only have to buy a television and a pair of speakers, not all the associated components like another satellite box and another Blu-ray player. You can see in our rack here, we have other components like satellite boxes, so those don't have to be purchased 1 per television in the house anymore. We purchase them 1 per user. If you have 5 people that are going to be viewing television at one time, you have 5 satellite boxes. And the nice thing about that is, if you want to record content for you, you have a DVR assigned to mom, to dad, to the children. You record your content on that DVR, and that content follows you to any room in the house where you want to watch it.
So say, say I have a kid's room, a main rec room, that's where I can watch the family-friendly stuff, and say I want to watch my nasty stuff, that can just be piped up to, say, another room.
Exactly, and you could even lock the children out of that content if you wanted to. They wouldn't have access to it. And of course, you're not filling up the hard drive with SpongeBob when you want to be recording Ultimate Fighting, and they don't overwrite the content that you want to see. Okay,
now this sounds like a lot of wires, though. I have a feeling that maybe some people who have nice decor in their house don't want wires running everywhere. How do you combat that?
As you can see here in the showroom, at a little part of this system, you can see there's no wires visible. We'll show you the back end of this component and show you how everything comes together. And the same thing at the television end, everything's behind the TV, so you don't see any of that inside the workings, the actual connections of TVs and speakers and all the components. We hide all that so that all you see is the television and the equipment that you want to use.
I was hoping for 2 tips. I think this one's big enough for a 3rd. That's right, you have to come back next week to see what's behind this wall, and also to see just how they hide wires, and in some cases don't use wiring at all with the wireless systems, touch panels, and all that. But in the meantime, if you have any questions for Todd, you can email them to us at info@talkingpictures.tv or contact you, right?
They can call me anytime at 801-913-6404. Email questions at todd@nerveci.com, or better yet, come down to the showroom and see how all this stuff works. Come to 3500 South, 3rd West, inside Orson Gygi.